Hey, how's it going, guys? Nate here, and today we've got a Fallout 4 update by Bethesda, and it's rather disappointing, and that's because Fallout 4 nor the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Remaster will be receiving mod support on the PlayStation 4. In the announcement made on their website, Bethesda stated that Sony has denied the process Bethesda is using to give consoles mod support. This following months of delays and failures by both Bethesda and Sony respectively to communicate what was going on with PS4 mods. Last we heard, the process was still undergoing evaluation with Sony, and that was a good month or two ago. As to what Sony's motivations were for rejecting mod support is really anyone's guess. It certainly doesn't seem like it's going to be helping either Bethesda or Sony's pockets, considering one of Bethesda's biggest selling points on Skyrim Special Edition was console mod support, and now that argument is essentially null for a huge portion of their market. As for Sony, this makes Microsoft seem a lot more pro-consumer, something they don't want to do when they're about to release what's essentially a new console, the PS4 Pro. Now, a lot of people are going to call me anti-Sony or an Xbox One/PC fanboy for what I'm about to say. And that's not entirely true. I've owned every single PlayStation platform, including the PSP, ever. But more and more, I find my frustration for this whole situation being directed at Sony. And while it's definitely not a stretch to say that Bethesda misrepresented and really just lied about what was going on, I mean, they said the PS4 was getting mod support, and now it's not, but many people have been claiming the reason for all these delays was some sort of shady deal Bethesda made with Microsoft behind closed doors. Despite the fact that there's no evidence, but if you dissect what happened here, Bethesda submitted everything they needed to bring modding functionality to the PlayStation 4, and Sony were the ones who said no. And mind you, this is after nearly 2 months of Sony quote-unquote evaluating this process after Bethesda submitted it to them. And evidently, according to Bethesda Twitter accounts, Sony wasn't exactly keeping Bethesda updated on this evaluation, and they sure as hell weren't updating us, so the lack of communication may also at least in part be on Sony as well. Perhaps Sony was a bit afraid that somebody could slip a Trojan horse masked as an ESM file into consoles using mod support, or they feared users would post inappropriate content using mods. We don't really know, and judging by Sony's inability to communicate, we likely never will. And maybe if console mods do catch on, if Bethesda is able to establish a precedent of modding on consoles, which will certainly be harder now that the PS4 isn't backing them, with GTA 6 or Red Dead Redemption 2 having mods on the Xbox One, maybe that will be enough to convince Sony to change their mind. Because if the Xbox One does receive consistent console mod support by developers, that would be a pretty big advantage for Microsoft, one that could cost Sony a lot. I mean, that would be pretty devastating. We've got the Xbox One Scorpio coming out in about a year-ish from now, and it's already looking to be more powerful than the PS4 Pro. And if that's able to have mod support on it when the PS4 Pro doesn't, it's really gonna hurt Sony's both image and financially speaking. Now, there is still a little bit of optimism we can cling to. Towards the end of their post, Bethesda did state that they hope to find other ways they can make mod support available on the PS4. It seems that the only way they could do that, though, is if they submitted and created an entire new process, which will definitely take time, and even then, Sony may still just say no again. So at least within the foreseeable future, the next 6 to 7 months, it looks like mod support on the PS4 will not be a thing, and even that might be a little bit optimistic. Hopefully it catches on with the Xbox One, and Sony is encouraged to reverse their decision. Anyway, guys, I understand the video was a little bit hard to enjoy, judging by the news, but hopefully I delivered it well. If you believe I did, please leave a like, dislike if you did not, and I hope to see you all in my next video. Peace out, everybody.